what do you think the big surprise is, or the big, I don't know, event that's supposedly going to take place tonight on AEW Dynamite and get Twitter talking? That is the rumor, as Brian Alvarez put it earlier today, and it has gotten the interwebs talking a little bit. Apparently, AEW or Tony Khan or both is planning something somewhat major to go down on Dynamite tonight. Of course, we do have Chris Jericho taking on a mystery opponent. Unfortunately, no, it will not be me. Doctors couldn't clear me. I'm just too strong and too... they're worried I'd hurt Jericho, so they didn't allow me to compete in this match. He's going to have to face somebody else. I think my doppelganger, Christopher Daniels, would be an excellent choice, but maybe it's somebody a little more internet breaking. Who knows? Adam Cole would be great. There's a lot of people it could be. I think Tyler Black would be great if he came in and worked with Jericho tonight. That's definitely something that would break the internet. But you guys are welcome to throw out your guesses down below, not only for Jericho's opponent, but what exactly the plan is for Dynamite tonight, and what is this big, this big thing they have planned, and what's it going to be? What's it going to be involving? Is it going to be an angle? Is it going to be a return, a debut, a defection, title change? I don't know. Who knows what's going on tonight? But we will find out, because Dynamite's about to start. Hope you guys are having a great day. Great Wednesday so far. Can I be seen and heard? I think I can. All right, Dynamite's starting. Yeah, we're good. We good. All right. As Dynamite kicks off, let me just say what's up. Vash Starwin, Annie Linnell, Janine, Jay Lambo, Chaz Medeiros. Good to see you, Lil Justin Lowe, JJ Leg, Zane G, Yessie, Zach Palgett, Michael Cuomo, C-Mac, K-Dogs, Kennel. We got Deshaun Robinson, Angie Law in the house. WWE fan forever, Big J. Good to see you guys. And they got a lot going on. How many matches we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches, including a couple of segments, so about 8 big segments total. I had this wrong. I said this was an eliminator match. Oh, never mind. I thought this was an eliminator tournament. I guess it's just an eliminator match. Okay, I thought I had that wrong. I had it right. Now, former Ring of Honor champion could be anybody. Apparently, it does not have to be world champion. And that really opens up the door. I kind of wished it was former world champion, because that makes it easier. You can kind of narrow it down to about 3 guys, but any champion could be more difficult. Darby is crawling. Yachiro, not sure if I got you earlier on. Darby is taped up there. Yeah, no, we saw this match, last month. I was about to say. And they had a little scuffle last week. Oh, yeah, that's right. They put the door on him and all that. I forgot about that. That's why he's wearing that stuff. Ooh, yeah. Lethal, very upset Lethal. Darby's like, yeah, fuck you, dude. All right, and we are underway on Dynamite here. We got Lethal and Darby starting out hot. I didn't catch it. Help me out. Where are they at tonight? What city? I missed it. Y'all need to be checking my channel. All sorts of links are up there now. Tomorrow, Crown Jewel predictions. Saturday, Crown Jewel review. Sunday, Survivor Series 1998 Deadly Game watch along. All the links are available right now up on the channel. Check them out. 4 out of the next 5 days of streaming. I have nothing planned for Friday, but I have a feeling I might come up here Friday as well and talk about the Vince McMahon stuff, the CM Punk stuff, a few more little news tidbits, and maybe do that in lieu of, since I'm not going to be doing a Winged Eagle this week. But Friday is still yet to be determined. But don't be surprised if you get me 5 days in a row. That's a whole lot of baldness. All right, Darby coming after this big fella. Oh, Lord. I don't know his name now. It's been so many years, probably 15, 16, 17 years ago, something like that. Oh, wow. Wow. There was a basketball player that played for like the University of Greensboro, college player. And he was like Giant Gonzalez height. He was like some crazy fucking height, 7'8" plus or something ridiculous. And he didn't play long. I think he either died or had his leg or foot amputated or something gnarly. I forget his story. But his coach came into my restaurant one night for dinner, and I guess as like a party trick, he would pull out that play. He had one of that guy's shoes, and so he would pull out the shoe. And Jesus Christ, I had one of my waitresses hold it, and I still have the picture on my phone to this day from all those years ago. And it's like this big. It's like I can't even describe how large the shoe is. And basically, I could put like with high top sneakers, I could put my whole foot with sneakers on easily inside of his shoe with room to spare and room to tie. It was like nothing I've ever seen before. I forget his name or who he was, but he was probably Satnam Singh height at least, and definitely had some crazy feet. I don't know what made me think of that story, but there you go. Nice, nice. Now, Darby got the win the first time, so, ooh. Almost like Lethal might pick one up, too. Are they going to go to pitcher and pitcher already? They are. Oh, it's a friend's Christmas. Oh, Baltimore. That's right. Nice. Yeah, I didn't catch where they were from. Baltimore. Yeah, I like this side. Like another small-ish arena. Doesn't look huge. TBS winter break, man. All that Christmas shit is flying up all over my town. My God, the lights and the Santas and the presents and the magic. My God. I can't believe I actually can't believe we haven't gotten around to 98 yet. Yeah, K-Dog's Kennel, I feel the same way you do watching that night. I knew something was going to happen. I just wasn't buying the Mankind stuff. I think part of me thought that it could be The Rock, but they did a good job of, kind of briefly giving him a little babyface run there going into that tournament, and, putting him at odds with Mr. McMahon was pretty smart. And McMahon is kind of like the double swerve because he was hell-bent on just making sure that Austin didn't leave. And McMahon kind of gave you the idea that he didn't care who was the champion, as long as it wasn't Austin, and he did everything he could to screw him. But then he had a double swerve coming with The Rock. And Survivor Series 98, I remember, came out, I think like a week or two before Wrestling with Shadows was released. And that was Brett's movie. So it's almost like they kind of got the jump on it. Like they just did another screw job at the next Survivor Series, kind of spoofing it. And I don't know, just kind of one up the movie release, I thought maybe. Might have been a coincidence, but the fact that they did that on the year anniversary of the screw job was interesting. So 24-year anniversary of Survivor Series 98 this year, 25th of the screw job, which we will be talking about in 7 days on November 9th. You'll get a video dropping on the channel before Dynamite. All right, so if you guys are scoring at home, we got a great match on the left side of the screen with a bounty commercial. And then on the right, looks like Jay Lethal has Darby Allin in an abdominal stretch. Abdominal stretch. Excuse me. Abdominal stretch. I kind of don't want this match to go too long. I'm glad they started out hot. We're only 8 minutes in. Oh, Lord. Appreciate the $2. Michael Cuomo just finished up setting up the Xmas stuff at my store. Oof. My restaurant where that I managed back east in North Carolina, the owner, he was just a single owner, but we had 6 places. And I was primarily at one place, but he did move me around a couple times here and there over the years. But for some reason, for about 3 or 4 years there, he got into having me in charge of the Christmas decorations for basically all of the restaurants. And we had so much Christmas shit because he really liked to decorate for Christmas. We had to rent a storage unit in town only for Christmas decorations. Most places have a storage unit where they keep extra glasses and chairs and tables and shit. We had a storage unit just for Christmas stuff. Insane. And every year I'd have to go get the van, the company van that we had parked at another restaurant. I'd go pick it up and driving over there and start just loading in these fake trees and driving them to their destinations and having the managers of those restaurants set them up. And I'd have to put a big tree up outside and one inside. One restaurant, they had me put a fucking train set over the bar. It was just insane. I'm like, enough with this. Give me a little briefcase that opens up and a little tiny Christmas tree pops out and Jingle Bells plays. And a little 8-bit sounding speaker. That's all I need. Merry Christmas, bitches. Your core, says Taz. You got to watch out for your core. I saw it. I'm curious when we are going to see House of Black come back. Chesapeake area, Cantonsville. When I lived in North Carolina and whenever I would drive north, whenever I go to Pennsylvania or Philly because I had family there, I loved going over and through the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. The tunnel. That's cool. I'd always stop. Probably been on that a couple dozen times in my life. It was always fun. My good friend, my high school buddy and college roommate proposed to his girlfriend on that bridge at one of the stops at the cafe. Oh, he just bounced right off Saddam. I love that. Saddam's like, I didn't do nothing. I just stood here. You can't get disqualified when you don't do anything. It's not his fault. Darby Allin should be disqualified for... I love that Bryce is throwing him out. Sonjay's like, okay, hold my pencil. Look at Bryce. He's like, out of here. Only bald people in the ring. None on the outside of the ring. Goodbye. Bye, Sonjay. Who's this? Sting? That's not Sting. Okay, who's with this group here? Who's with Lethal and Sonjay? There's another one. Whoever their other cohort is, that's got to be who's in the Sting mask. The Lethal Injection. All right, there we go. I was about to say Lethal, I feel like he's got to get the win here, and he got the win with some help. That's not Sting. More of the fake Stings, man. It's like 25 years ago again on TNT. Yeah, I watched Botchamania. Matthew actually used one of my clips in his last episode. Credited me. Who is this? Cole Carter? Oh. They reveal his mask like everybody knows who he is. Like, I don't even know who the fuck he is. I barely know who Cole Carter is. Is he the one? Is he the one, the Italian guy that got released in NXT? Who's that? Now Sting, the real Sting is coming. Oh, no. Oh, no. Double J. Oh, no. It's Jeff Jarrett. What is he doing there? Well, Jeff Jarrett's in AEW. That's kind of cool. Oh, he telegraphed it way too hard. That's how he debuted on TNT 23 years ago when he hit Buff Bagwell. Oh, yeah, I guess that's right. From the TNA days, he does have quite a bit. Wow, that's interesting. Darby, you all right, bro? Oh, my God. Oh, my God, Jarrett. Is this the big surprise they were talking about? Oh, God. No Jeff Jarrett debut would be complete without the shoot promo. Did it in 97, did it in 99. An impact. We left an impact. Once Vince got fired, I was out on my ass. Triple H hates me. You still suck? Is that what they say? I love it. You still suck. Don't name drop Christine. Don't name drop your grandma. She got nothing to do with this. Choke on that, slap nuts. Well, Jarrett's. Is that his old TNA music? I know in WCW he kind of had like, because WCW loved to do those knockoffs. Jarrett's was like Kid Rock or something, right? But this sounds like what his TNA theme was. That annoying shit. Yeah, you got Samoa Joe. You've got Jeff Jarrett, Sonjay Dutt. Would be cool if they would bring in Angle. Yeah, saying AEW is going downhill from here. Oh, shit. Once Jarrett gets in there, man, that's bad news. Like, when you think about it, I mean, TNA was really Jarrett's longest run. Like, he just bounced. He just hot potatoed himself between WWE and WCW. He could not find the niche until he got to WCW and, Russo helped book him. But by then, WCW was nothing. Not too many guys were going the other way in 1999, You didn't see much of that. Even when Russo and Ferrara left, it's not like a bunch of people followed him. I think Jarrett was like the only one. It's not like, oh, shit, we're going to go to WCW now. Oh, they were so dead in the water by that point, late 99, and you're going to sign with them? Hello, Moxley. No, I do not think AEW would bring in Vince Russo. He is a buffoon. Bad intentions. Well, Moxley's basically trying to motivate Moriarty here in his promo. Oh, what's up next? All right, good. Get that out of the way now. That makes me think that Jericho's shit is going to be the main event. And if it is, that means his opponent has got to be somebody decent. I mean, here's my thought on it. Oh, shit. We're getting more of this. Hold on. Never mind. Kenny and the Bucks. Okay, they're being deleted in a video editor here. Oh, I see. They're basically going to come after the trios. Okay. So their thing is they're not really the champs, we are. So they're probably going to come back and beat them for those titles. So to me, that was a little bit, I mean, even though that was really short, that Elite and Bucks, or that Kenny and the Bucks bullshit there, kind of revealed to me a little bit what they're going to do when they come back, and that is they're going to go get the belts that they had to hand over. So that must have been the context of the vignette last week, because I was wondering how they were going to come back. I was like, is Kenny going to get on the mic and talk about the whole brawl out thing? I doubt it. So why are they referencing how they are erased from history and all that? So this kind of says that they are going to be targeting the Death Triangle and probably just get a match at the earliest possible time whenever they come back, maybe even Full Gear, and beat them for the titles and get the trios belts back and continue on with what they were going to do before CM Punk decided to eat his muffin. So that's kind of what that implies to me. If you got a different implication from that, you tell me, but that's what it looks like. That's how they edit. I don't think they use that exact program. I think you can tell by watching AEW's production that they have good quality stuff. I think their production is way better than TNA's. I think AEW's production is better than WCW's, to be honest. WWE, they're still kind of the pinnacle in that. WWE's production is so good that I think it almost hurts them. Like sometimes I think WWE has too many bells and whistles. Do we need the 4K digital render before every entrance? Like, do we need all that shit? Is that necessary? Like, I liked it old school. Remember last week when I pointed out how AEW, in between shots or segments, when they're not on commercial, sometimes the camera will just do a zoom out from the lights, from the overhead lights. Or something like that. You know, now WWE's always got to have some sort of flashes or lasers going on at you, or, you know, some shit, over the top entrances and everything. I'm like, you know, cool production is awesome and everything, but don't make that the lifeblood of your product, because all that shows us is that you're willing to spend money on fancy shit, you know, like invest in your stories and your characters and all that. You know, Austin and Rock and Mankind and all those guys, they didn't need fucking lasers. They got over just because they were awesome, you know. But like WWE shit, man, it give you a seizure sometimes. It's just too much. It's just too much shit. You know, I like good quality production that's, you know, that's well done. But I don't need 10,000 camera cuts. I don't need a million lasers. I don't need 4K shit and 3D shit all over my screen. I don't need any of that. I'm pretty simple, man. What the hell is that sandwich? Who's this? Arby's? The Diablo. That's too much. Too much shit. All right, here comes Moxley. It's time for Moxley and Moriarty. Owen likes comics. Good to see you, my friend. I can't believe in the year of our Lord, 2022, I just saw Jeff Jarrett on national TV. I know, man. I mean, he was working backstage in WWE until Vince, you know, decided to flash his pecker to everyone over the last 20 years and got booted out. That brought in Triple H, and just like in 95, it was Jeff Jarrett out, Road Dogg in is the real Double J. Same thing. They kick Jeff Jarrett out and they hire back Road Dogg. Fucking crazy. Like, I'm happy. Like, I don't dislike Jeff that much. You know, he's never been one of my favorites, but I've had no real reason to dislike the guy. He's got a ton of history. The Jarretts are great. I have a lot of memories of Jeff from when he wrestled. I'm happy that he's found peace and, in sobriety that he's had for the last, I don't know, maybe 5 years now, which is excellent. He's found himself in a better place. He's in great shape. But I don't know if Triple H and him really ever got along that much. You didn't see them interact that much ever on TV, and they were kind of each other's counterparts, when Jarrett was running TNA. And Triple H was married to Stephanie, and they were both kind of being pushed at the same time, and I think a lot of fans kind of linked them together in that way. I still think that despite the head start that Jeff Jarrett had, Triple H far exceeded anything he ever did. All right. All right, Moriarty. What color hair you got? Green. Okay. Which one is My World theme? Is that the Kid Rock knockoff? Spectra, appreciate the $5, dude. Hey, Greg, just wanted to stop in. Can't watch AEW tonight. Wife and baby are sick and sleeping on the couch. Hope it's a good show and a good stream. Well, thank you for taking time out of your sick family to actually chime in and say hello with the super chat. Appreciated it. Not necessary. Take care of your family, my friend. Wish them both the best from all of us. And thanks for stopping in. If you want to have the headphones on or something, we'll try to give you a play-by-play of what's going on tonight. But otherwise, good luck with the rest of your night, and thank you so much for being here. Take care of wife and baby. That's priority one. I'm priority two. Who the hell is on commentary? I can't recognize their voices. I didn't catch it when they came out. Slap nuts. Jarrett and his slap nuts, man. Saw a rating warning somewhere about flashing lights, seizure, where they put smoking nudity. Yeah, and back when whenever I would have to watch, like if I ever to watch SmackDown, I can't watch it locally here because it doesn't air until 8 p.m. local time, but I'm on the West Coast. So if I want to watch SmackDown live, but I'm never home to watch it live anyway, so it doesn't matter. But if I ever am home to watch it, I have to pull up an illegal stream, and anytime I do that, it's usually a stream from somewhere in Europe or something like that. And every time I watch a Raw or a SmackDown or a WWE show of any kind, it gives you like a pre-warning. This show contains strobe lighting effects. And it warns you about all that stuff, which is nice. We don't do that here. In America, like, go ahead and get a seizure. We don't give a shit. But at least over there, they're at least warning you, hey, if you have kids that might be prone to that type of stuff, all these. And plus, a lot of lights and stuff on flat screen TVs and stuff, they kind of give you the effect of, how old video games used to do. Once too much shit was going on, it would get slow and kind of pixely. And that's what happens when you have. Go back and like when you watch CM Punk's pipe bomb, all that shit that's going on behind him, those lights, it kind of looks funny if you're watching on, on a regular screen. It kind of does pixelate a little bit. That's why I think just over-the-top production isn't really that necessary. Just give me good quality production and stick your 4K 3D renders up your ass. I don't need them. Stick your lasers up your ass too. Kevin Dunn. Yeah, flicker rate. Exactly, Roderick. Ethan Pages, thank you for that, Arthur. I didn't catch who came out with the firm, but I'm like, I hope that's Ethan Page. I don't really recognize his voice when he's not screaming, but Ethan can talk. I'm wondering how long Jarrett will be in AEW before Tony sends him down the road. I think Jarrett is probably... I have no idea. We're going to probably get this word once Sean or Fightful or somebody like that or Meltzer digs in and lets us know what's going on. But I would think that if Jeff Jarrett was brought on to do anything, if he's going to have some sort of on-air role, I think he'd have a backstage role too. Don't forget, WWE had him in a pretty serious position a matter of weeks ago. The only reason he's not in that position anymore is because Triple H replaced him with a friend. So it's not like he's not capable. If WWE was willing to have him in a backstage environment and position, why wouldn't AEW? You know, this is a guy with a lot of history and experience in wrestling, a ton of it, and he could probably have value back there. Don't think I'd put him in an authority role or something, but put him in charge of something. I'm not sure how good of an agent he'd be. I don't know if he's ever been one, but he knows the system. He knows wrestling, so if you have Jarrett back there, I mean, you got some guys back there. I mean, think about some of the legends and the older guys you have back there, like the Jeff Jarretts and the Stings. You did have Jake Roberts for a while back there, but you have William Regal, and you've got Taz, and you've got Malenko, and you've got Jerry Lynn running around back there. You got Jericho. I mean, they really do have a good team on and off camera. Like behind the scenes, when you look at the people they brought in for agents, you know, they're just as good, or the same group of names. If you were to take the list of WWE agents and switch them with the AEW ones, would you really know the difference? They're about of equal name and experience and value and all of that, and they all have experience doing this. And, you know, some of them have been working both places. And we got Petey Williams, you know, in WWE right now, booking a fair majority of their matches, and a lot of women's matches too. Abyss, same thing, you know. You know who else can talk? Logan Paul. Yeah, Logan Paul. My God. But I think Jarrett will probably at least stick around in AEW for a little while until he just decides he doesn't like it or something. Yeah, he did kind of. Moriarty landed hard on that right arm. Well, they're still look at there. They're still plugging the video game, and CM Punk is front and center on that. I know it would probably cost an arm and a fucking leg, but wouldn't you want to change that artwork? You know, wouldn't you want to put Moxley in front of there? Like, what if it cost him $1 million to change all that? It's just the insert. Print them, insert them, seal them. Unless they're already produced. They probably are already produced and sealed and all that stuff. But a lot of games, too, these days, right? I don't know shit about games, but aren't they digital and stuff? I mean, if it's just a digital download or something, you can easily change the artwork. Okay, so My World was his TNA thing. Yeah, that was the one I laughed at earlier with that weird, because the WCW one was the Kid Rock theme. I remembered that. What's going on here? Who's this? Who is this? Who just walked through there? I missed that. Who was happening? The camera doesn't seem to be concerned, so this is not. Is this like when the ECW guys? Who are they chanting? I want to rewind it. Let me see if I can see who walked by there. Who's walking? Okay, so there's some people. So who's walking right there? I just rewound it, by the way. I can't tell. Is it maybe that's like some rappers or something? Maybe there's somebody who the fans recognize? I don't know. Oh, so it's just the Firm guys? Okay. It didn't look like people we recognized. I don't know. And plus the camera, if it was the Firm, I feel like the camera would follow them and acknowledge them. It's Retribution. The fans seem to know who they were, so they were chanting. And they're all watching over there. I have a feeling it's some well-known person. Oh, Lamar Jackson? Yeah, I saw the hair. I thought maybe it's Lamar Jackson of the Ravens. Okay, that makes sense. Good. Yeah, he got the attention of the whole crowd. Yeah, man, somebody's got to tell him you can't do that in a wrestling show. Fans get distracted easily. Yeah, Moriarty putting it too. Oh, nice. Headlock takeover. Oh, there you go, Moxley. Pay Lamar sign in the crowd. That's great. Oh, chanting MVP. Okay, thank you. So it wasn't MVP for real showing up, right? Ouch. All right, taking out Moriarty. You got to get out of this. Oh, yeah, Harbaugh was there last time, huh? And that's it. Moriarty taps out. And that is it. Moxley wins. No big surprise. I always loved when after Razor Ramon or Scott Hall won a match and you go. Love that. I used to be a pretty damn good amateur bowler, damn near professional, and I've thrown a pretty good handful of perfect games before. And one of my 300s, when I got to the final strike, I did the Scott Hall thing. Didn't do it for everyone, but I did it for one. It's all about confidence. You get up to that 12th strike, and you need that last one. It's nerve-wracking, but sometimes you got to own it. Just fucking do it. Paige, your shirt is ridiculous, but I'd be into Ethan Page getting a match with Moxley. It doesn't have to be a title match. Just, work with some main eventers. Page gets praised a lot from most people about his work, so I'd say Ethan deserves something for real. Oh, here we go. Oh, Britt didn't show up for this? A star. They are way up there in the scene. Look how high up they are. Like the rafters are right over Saraya's head. How many pages they have on the roster? 13. You have Saraya, who used to be known as Paige. Sometimes she likes to wrestle Ethan Page or Adam Page. Sometimes Diamond Dallas Page also comes in, and they'll wrestle in a steel cage on Rampage. You didn't. You weren't saying that, Saraya. Stop fronting. Rampage. Brad Maddox already did that. Yeah, DDP's been on AEW a few times. Renee just got asked her. Oh, man. Well, that gave us jack shit. That was kind of lame, I got to be honest, because they kind of pushed that. They pushed that sit down all week. They were advertising that. Britt didn't even show up. Renee and her talked for less than 2 minutes, and when Renee asked Paige or Saraya about coming back to the ring, she says, "Oh, I'm going to wait till next week because I have to see one more doctor." They revealed nothing. Even though I think, of course, the end story here is that Saraya is cleared and she's going to wrestle and she's going to have her first match. But I guess they're now going to save that for next week to where perhaps they can do that in an in-ring segment. So maybe the lameness, there's a point to the lameness of that, is that maybe they realized if we're going to announce Saraya's return match or return to the ring, let's do that in the ring in front of the crowd, not in the sit-down. So they went with that instead. I don't know. But I can't imagine that the plans for that sit-down a week ago was to do what we just saw. Like 5 days ago or 7 days ago, were they really saying, okay, you're just going to, Britt, you're not even going to show up for this, and you guys are going to talk for 90 seconds, and you're not going to reveal anything. You're just going to tease something for the following week. Maybe that's what it was, but I feel on that like they changed their mind on something. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. Billy Gunn is 59. I know. He is old. Somehow looks great. I didn't have to prick. Yeah, I really thought that AEW had a legitimate chance to add Sasha Banks when she walked out on a Raw main event. I mean, I just at the time did not think you could come back from that. But since then, a lot has happened. Vince leaving, and there's been talk and rumblings that they've kind of probably patched things up with her, and they're going to bring her back in at some point. Just like Bray Wyatt. Like once you started hearing the Bray Wyatt stuff, I figured he's not just going to automatically show up on AEW now. We've had no evidence of that at all. And sometimes you can just feel it, and in my heart of hearts, I just think Sasha Banks will be back in WWE at some point. And with Rumble and WrestleMania on the horizon, I just feel like she's just going to be laying low until then. So it sounds like that'll be the plan. So I think they lost their opportunity to get her, but think of what she would have done, because Saraya is iffy. She's, a recognizable face and all of that, but we don't even know what she can do in the ring physically at this point, all these years later. How hard she can really go. So having somebody like Sasha come in who's, a little more active. But they're doing better. I mean, Tony Storm I thought was a huge get too. Oh, there he is. Lamar, you fucking disrupted world title match. You were late for one. You're 43 minutes late. You're fined $50,000. Let's take it. Just pull one of your teeth out and go pawn it. DMX. A true villain. At full gear, all the potential in the world isn't going to help you become the AEW World Champion when you have to face a real demon, John Moxley. Yeah, MJF. All right, here comes the Acclaimed. Okay, what are you going to rap about? Oh, that is Billy Gunn's birthday. I forgot. It's daddy-ass birthday bash. Meal prep. Oh. These aren't that crazy burns. Or bars, or whatever they're called. Daddy-ass, 59 years old. You were a senior citizen, son. You get a discount at McDonald's. And you were out there looking like a jacked college sophomore football player. Oh, Billy. Oh, no. It's Grandma's boy. Oh, fuck. Oh, scissor me daddy. So he can't scissor with those things. Sneaky swerve. And now he can't scissor. You take away the scissoring, what do you have? Gift number one. What's gift number one? Scissor fingers. Okay, that's an okay gift. I would definitely put scissor fingers on my wall, but I'm going to need something better for gift number two. Oh, that was nice. Now he can scissor. Oh, that was awesome. I'm so glad. That was very thoughtful. So Billy didn't get left out of the scissoring. Because when there's like 3 people and one person isn't fitting in, it's sad, you know? Because they claim don't have busted hands. And they get to push their merch at the same time. What's gift number two? What's gift number two? Acclaimed every Wednesday. But sometimes Tony forgets to book champions and shit. Acclaimed almost most Wednesdays, but not all the time. A good portion of Wednesdays. 28.5% of Wednesdays. Everyone loves Daddy Ass. I love that Daddy Ass is dressed like he's 9. He's 59, but he's dressed like he's 9. Sparkly, colorful shoes. Backwards hat. Hair not combed. Who's got the best gift? I ain't got nothing. I got a Lagunitas IPA and an iPhone 11. Oh, those are crappy scissors. Look, if you're going to make scissors like that, you need to make it out of stronger shit. Like strong poster board. That's garbage. What if they were like, I didn't want to give away my scissors. I worked all night on that. Yeah, another gift. I don't know if this is gift number 2 or 3. They better not turn on Billy. Don't spoil me. You guys might be a minute or 2 ahead of me. Billy's still holding his scissors, so I don't know. If they do something to him, I don't know yet. Oh, the reverse battle royal. TNA did a reverse battle royal, didn't they? You had to throw the person like in the ring. Oh. Oh, they put a DY on there. World's greatest daddy. That's not creepy or anything. 2 grown men giving a 60-year-old dude world's greatest daddy trophy. I never really thought of Mr. Ass as a daddy before, but it's starting to work. He came a long way from being Billy Gunn with the cowboy hat and the porn stash. And the cap guns that they would shoot off. No. Didn't go to the reunion. Oh, I really hope they don't turn on him because this is kind of sweet. Of adoption. William Daddy Ass Gunn. William. I don't think that's his real name. He's the real daddy now? Oh, he still has to sign it. He can't sign it with his busted hands. What's going to happen? I'm getting off the chat just in case some crazy shit happens. I don't want you guys to tell me before I see it. Where do I sign? I was about to say, are the ass boys going to be okay with this? You guys don't want to be brothers? This is a sitcom waiting to happen. You put all 5 of these fuckers in a house. Add a laugh track. Stick Michelle Tanner in there just for fun. You got it, dude. Ratings. No, you didn't get invited. It wasn't lost in the mail. We wouldn't send it to you anyway. It'd probably just be texted or emailed to you. Lost in the mail. Who mails shit? Lovable sons. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's Morrissey. You bastard. Here comes Sweatpants Ass Boys. Those pants that the Ass Boys are wearing, I fucking lived in those in the 90s, man. That is all you would see me in around the house. FTR. Don't run to the ring too fast, FTR, because I want to shake my booty. Okay, they're going to walk. I really like FTR's like Razor or Bret Hart style shirt. Wow. All right, so we're going to get some 8-man on Rampage, right? It's going to be Acclaimed and FTR against the Ass Boys, Morrissey. Uh-oh. Daddy Ass, you didn't deserve to get hurt on your birthday, man. They gave him the belts, though. Well, I like that little exchange. It's foreshadowing, because I even said when they did the number 1 contenders match last week, I said, like, you know, in a weird way, I'm not ready for FTR to win the titles yet, because I think they should let Acclaimed run with it for a bit. So Swerve and Strickland is better, because now Acclaimed can beat him, Swerve and Strickland can break up, and then you can do the match later. Hi, Britt. I just want to wrestle. Oh, yeah, we got Jade and Shafir coming up. I don't know if that's next or later. All right, JAS. Sports entertainers. All right, here comes Judas. I'm going to go grab myself another canned cold beverage. I do have one Stella in my fridge, but I was kind of low on Stellas, so I got some pretty low-grade IPAs. Nothing too heavy. I ain't trying to get hammered up in here. All right. The Ocho. The Ocho, Chris Jericho. He should call himself Chris Jericho just for when he's Ring of Honor champion, just for being the Ocho. Because what happens when he wins another title? Is he the Nueve? Doesn't sound as good. Or no, if he wins another title, he should be 9 times. And every time, it's like Booker T's 5-time thing, except Jericho just goes 9 times. Jericho's just the guy to do that. Because 14 of us would understand it, and nobody else would, and that's what's awesome. God, they are singing hard. I got to turn this down. Be right back. I'm back. By the way, if you guys could do some thumbs up button smashing while Jericho's talking, I will send you each a cookie in the mail. 1 cookie. This is it. Who is it? Top of the hour. I thought this was going to be the main event. Women's champion. Could be anybody. Would love for it to be Adam Cole. Oh, Lamar Jackson's ass? Oh, no. Oh, they're not going to do an angle here where they postpone this match till later. That means Jade and Shafir are going to be the main event? Or possibly Cassidy and company, but weird. Okay, I'm going to get off the chat. I don't want to be spoiled. Who is it? Who's it gonna be? You know it's all about the boom. Come on. Who? Colt Cabana? Oh my God. It is all about the boom. It's all about the boom boom. Wow. That is a statement. Brian Alvarez said that it's going to get Twitter talking. He didn't say it was going to explode the internet. He didn't say it was going to be like a bombshell debut. He said it was going to get people talking. This will get people talking. Scott Colton. I love it. I love that. That's got Jericho written all over it. Doesn't that seem like something Jericho would pitch? Let me face Cabana just to rub it in. Colt Cabana. Look at Jericho, a little concerned. Everybody loves Boom Boom. Why is Tony Khan sticking it to CM Punk like this? You think Tony Khan should be okay with what CM Punk did, how he made him and the company look? Tony Khan would look like a bitch if he didn't do anything. Ooh, ring. All right, here we go. Handshake. I love it. This is kind of exactly the level of what I thought the surprise was going to be. Because there's no humongous giant fucking name out there. I mean, shy of The Rock or Cena coming in. And you know it wasn't going to be that. So it's probably going to be something that got people talking, and this certainly does. What's he saying? Colt Cabana. Okay. God damn, Excalibur. Like, I really think you're great at your job, but sometimes you're too much. Shut up. Ah, thank you. God damn. Like, that was just annoying. I wasn't paying attention to what Excalibur said. It was just like a little annoying noise. Come on. It's like you couldn't get him over the top rope, or Jericho just didn't want to. There we go. Jeremy, I think they did. Al Ramos, or a few of you showing up because you just saw my tweet. Well, I feel like that sends a pretty strong message, not only to CM Punk, but to the fans. Like, yes, all of the rumors that you've been hearing are matching up to what the reality is. And that is the Elite are coming back. The investigation is concluded. CM Punk is in the wrong. They're going to wrap up the relationship with him, whether it's a buyout or whether it goes to courts or whatever. Punk's done in AEW. And they bring in Colt Cabana just to shove him in his face. Jesus. That was a terrible botch. By the way, shout out to R-Truth, who got hurt last night on NXT. Suicide dive. Landed funny. I think he hurt his leg, so best of luck to Truth. We love him. And now, hopefully, no injury here with Cabana and Jericho. A lot of 50-year-old guys doing moves they shouldn't be doing, but really don't want R-Truth to have any serious damage. I think it would be funny if he showed up on TV with like a cast on his arm or something. Or maybe they do something like the doctors operate on the wrong limb and accidentally give him superpowers in his leg, in his other leg or his arm or something. The baseball movie where the kid can throw the ball 10,000 miles an hour, like that, but for wrestling and R-Truth. And R-Truth is the kid. I think Colt Cabana should eat a muffin on the way back to the lot, on the way down the aisle after every match. That should be his new trademark. I mean, a lot of this too. You got to think about who Cabana's in the ring with. He's in the ring with Jericho. You know, that's why I feel like it's got Jericho's fingerprints on it. You know. What's up, Sesame Street? I think I was 4. I was either 4 or 5, and I was Big Bird for Halloween. I don't think being Big Bird was my choice. I think my mom dressed me as Big Bird because I can't imagine even at 5 saying, like, I want to be Big Bird. I'd probably want to be like Darth Vader or something. But I was Big Bird, and there's pictures of me as Big Bird. So, thanks, Mom. Asshole. Oh, sorry, Zane. I saw your super chat, but I could not answer it because shit was going down in the ring. My bad, buddy. Let me cruise back up there and knock out that $5 that you sent earlier. Being that it's old news, with Naomi seemingly out of it, wouldn't it have affected one of the Usos, the Bloodline storyline with Jimmy in it? Yeah, you got to remember that they are together. So I don't think that their relationship has really affected the other, surprisingly, because you'd think that it naturally would. But WWE and pro wrestling in general, to its credit, both companies actually do seem really good about keeping the relationships separate from the business as best they can. The people are free to be in relationships as much as they want, but you have people in both companies. You have married couples where the husband's in one and the wife's in another. So it's a whole different side of business. So I don't think that Naomi's situation should affect Jay. What should affect Jay is his fucking DUIs, or Jimmy, or both of them, you know. But I don't think Naomi's relationship with him should affect their positions in the company. But I also think that Naomi coming back in just seems would be a lot easier since her husband is already there, and her going to AEW would mean separation from your spouse. I think it would be much better off for Naomi just to work it out with WWE, and I fully believe she will. So, but if she was permanently gone, I don't think it would affect the Usos because they're with Roman, and that Roman trumps everything. Oh, big splash by Boom Boom. So sorry I missed that one earlier, Zane. I really enjoy these sized arenas for AEW shows. For all wrestling shows, even WWE, when they're not pulling good attendance, just run one of these. I've been obsessed with the way crowds look ever since about 1994. When WWE, or even 93, late 93, when WWE started running Raw, the Manhattan Center didn't bother me because that was the point, was to be small. They were doing that on purpose by design. When I started getting freaked out was when Raw in 93, 94, 95 was run in the teeny tiny venues. You know, that Bret Hart and 1-2-3 Kid match. The whole time they're wrestling, you can see the ceiling. They're so low, you know. And I remember as a fan being freaked out by that because I thought maybe WWE was going through some hard times. Oh my God. Come on, Jericho. And meanwhile, WCW, aside from their weird little Universal Studios show, was doing relatively decent crowds, especially when Hogan got there. And I remember being like, oh shit. Nope. Oh, Hager there to stop the Superman. Garcia. Out there sports entertaining. Oh, my God. Springboard Mooney from Colt Cabana onto those two yahoos. Come on, Jericho. You're going to have to turn the tables here. And oh, Codebreaker. There it is. I was about to say, he's going to have to win this match. But it'd be even bigger FU if they actually had Cabana win the title here. But Jericho is victorious, and he retains. I love that idea. I love that they brought in Colt Cabana because to me, as a fan, that paints a pretty good picture of what's going on. And if all of these parties are finding themselves in a situation where they can't talk about it and you're not going to get any concrete answers verbally out of anybody, you can let everybody know what's going on in other ways. And I think this is one of them. And that seems like I said earlier, something that Jericho would come up with. You know what? I want to face Cabana. Alvarez was dead on. He said, I don't know what it is, but they're going to do something that's going to get Twitter talking, and I'm not currently have Twitter pulled up, but I imagine they're talking on it. I mean, you could see it, too, on his face. I'm watching AEW's... Oh, what's going on? Who do they got? Oh, no, not Ian. Oh. Not Rigatoni. Oh, his glasses. Jericho, you fucking asshole. Such a jerk off. Claudio, nice. See, I said the very night that Claudio lost the title that Claudio should be the one to take it back from him. Sammy's there too? Oh. All right, here's Wheeler. Here we go. Now it's busting. It's busted loose, McMahon. Oh, shit. All right, run with our colleague Renee Paquette. Damn, it sounds good. Doesn't it? Hear that? At the risk of sounding like a total girl, I think Renee's outfit's really cute. Elizabeth wears a lot of like long sweaters like that. She looks great in them. It's like one of my favorite things she wears. I'm like, that looks so good. Tito, what you doing over there, bro? Oh.
If you're smart about it, my friend, trust me, this tonight can be your golden ticket. But hey, the choice is yours, my friend. Just something to think about. Bien, so. Sorry, we will figure out. Thank you. Thank you.
ID's biggest adrenaline rushes. My hands were shaking. Are now back to back.
Our body camera turned on and we turned our lights on.
Hey, at least I know I liked her boots, but hey, at least she's wearing shoes. She'd do the interviews in WWE barefoot. That's an old trick, though, man. Remember they put Andre on the box next to Vince? Fucking Kevin Patrick, he's videoed that video of him doing that crab walk into that shot. I can't look at it without laughing. It's the same as like not being able to gag without smelling shit. Like I will just laugh every time I see that uncontrollably. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But nowadays too, like back in the day, like it was harder to meet wrestlers. Now it's so accessible. Wrestlers are doing appearances and conventions and signings literally constantly. It wasn't really like that much of an option back in the day. So I could understand wanting to embellish the size of one of the wrestlers to make them look larger than life. But when the majority of your audience, not all, but a good portion of the majority, a good portion of your audience has met a lot of these people in person because they're super fans, they see. I remember the first time I met Jericho, I was like a foot taller than him. I'm like, what's up, dude? Welcome aboard. That story when I met him in 99. I'm like, geez, he's a short little guy, but he's a good wrestler. Who cares? Give a shit how tall he is. Zach, thanks for shooting out those beautiful emojis. I worked hard on those to get them all nice and the right aspect ratio and all that. You know, all that technical, stuff, computer stuff. Sometimes you got to aspect those ratios, and that's what I did there. And Telemundo 20. Yeah, I was really happy that Cabana came out. That's great. I mean, I have no idea in real life. I mean, maybe Colt Cabana is a real piece of shit. I don't know. It's just like, given Punk's reputation, what is more likely? What do you think is more likely? Just use your brains. Just use your logic. Use what you know. Granted, we don't know everything. We know very little. But what we do know, we know. And what we do know about Punk is that he has had Relationships crumble time and time and time again. Does anybody know if him and Kofi are still friends? Remember that whole road wife thing, and they traveled together, and Kofi rode on his bus and shit? You know, I hope they're still friends, because Kofi just seems like a sweetheart. Can't imagine getting pissed at him. But you know, you think about these stories with Punk and how he tends to really have a bad rep. What's more likely, that this is just typical Punk and he's just being impossible to have any sort of a relationship with? Or is Colt some sleazy piece of shit behind the scenes? Colt Cabana seems to be well liked. If he was sleazy or dirty or dishonest in some way, somebody would pick up on that by now, and you might hear about that in an interview or something. Like, what did he do to Punk that was so bad? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Maybe he did do something. I'm not saying this like I'm shitting on Punk. Like, what did he do? And this is the big triple threat, because if Punk is going to go and say all of that, if he's going to get that personal at the scrum and say his name and all of that, well, then you at least owe the people why. If you're going to bring this up, or you're going to get mad and you claim that other people bring it up, and then you're going to go on this big rant, I'm like, well, you can't speak about someone with that level of hate and then just not tell us what the hell he did to you that you think is so bad. We deserve to know. I want to know. He's been married for a while. AJ can somehow tolerate him. Gets along with her just fine. Good for her. She's a saint. Like, she probably has to deal with his fucking mood. Like, could you imagine that? Guy wins the world title in his hometown. Should be the greatest night of his life. Furious. It's like Shawn after WrestleMania 12. Only worse. I suppose the closest thing we have in wrestling to what CM Punk did would be what Shawn Michaels did at WrestleMania 14. I'm pretty sure he was legit pissed and stormed out of there all mad and pilled up when there's footage of him talking to Shane and he kicks the doors through and Shane's kind of like, oh, fuck. You know, so he made a scene, you know, but he wasn't on the microphone trashing everybody sitting right next to Vince. That's different. But if that same scenario would have happened in AEW, people would, oh, Tony Khan doesn't have a hold of his company or whatever. I'm like, Vince didn't do shit to Shawn that night. He didn't get up out of his chair and go wring his neck like he should have. But I still think what Phil did was worse than what Shawn did. I love that the belt is in the bag. That's my favorite. That's different. I saw somebody complaining about it, like it's just a disgrace, it's stupid. The very same person that if you scroll down their timeline, they're probably bitching about all the championship belts in AEW, and then all of a sudden care about some sort of championship integrity. No, you don't. You're just finding a reason to dislike Orange Cassidy because you hate that he's good, because he's very good. And to classify him as a comedy wrestler and a comedy wrestler only is to be willfully ignorant to the business on purpose. And I don't understand why people are like that. I suppose, like, I guess in my head, I suppose we could see a change here, but I don't think so. This feels like it's got a Cassidy victory coming, which is going to put Jade Cargill and Marina Shafir in the main event, which is really interesting considering all the press that match got this week. So you had Jericho. I thought the Jericho match would be the main event. So Marina Shafir did not have a great promo a few rampages ago where, you know, she tried to kind of maybe get noticed and go off on a promo. Didn't connect well. I'm usually in support of wanting. I want the women with like kind of legit fighting experience to do well. I always think having a couple of those in the men's and women's locker room is just good. You don't want to put everybody in there, but I'm glad that riddles exist, you know? And if Paige Van Zant, I don't know if she's training right now or she comes in or, you know, anybody else that can kick a little ass. I think it's good to have those people in the backstage area as long as they don't get too crazy like Punk. But there's Lucha. Yeah, and Jade is in the middle of her crazy run right now. She just surpassed, I think, 300 days as TBS champion. That's impressive. And I feel like at this point they should give her the year run. You're only 2 months away, basically the end of the year. And I think maybe they were starting to set her up for a loss to maybe Chris Statlander, but then she got hurt, you know, and Athena came in, but was never really, you know, considered that much of a real contender to take the title off of her just yet. I think dropping it here to Shafir would be weird, unless AEW is doing that in a response to Shafir's criticisms. I don't know. All right, Lucha's feels like we're going to get a picture-in-picture or commercial here. I'm trying to think what else. Yes, that's got to be it. Oh, no, shit. I'm sorry. I've got that wrong. I totally forgot about Samoa Joe and Brian Cage. So maybe Shafir and Jade aren't the main event, which is good. But yeah, I totes forgot about Joe and Cage. That will probably be the main event. And you know what? I'm going to predict a title change. I'm going Brian Cage to beat Samoa Joe tonight. I totally forgot about that match. Phew, I was about to say. Chipotle, you definitely do not have the best guacamole. I really like Shafir. I guess it was earlier this year, maybe she had a couple of good outings on TV. Her matches I thought were really good. And I'm like, man, I would really like to see her get some traction. But, you know, she was in NXT for a long time and, you know, she didn't really develop that well. But she was also involved in that long list of releases. So if she was available, she might be somebody WWE would have brought back, maybe to please Roderick. But then she had some matches that, you know, were heavily criticized. But she had a couple of good ones there for a while. They kind of got my eye. But then, you know, felt like some of her performances and outings weren't so good. And then she had that promo that was really bad. But that's just wrestling, you know. Some people just cut a bad promo or have a bad match. You know, everybody like just does this. But because of the bullshit war, people just jump on it so heavily now. And, you know, and all the different reposts of the video and just spewing just more negativity and hate. I'm like, I looked at it. I'm like, yeah, that was a bad promo. That was one of the worst promos I've seen this year. And then I moved on. I don't think like AEW can see the reaction of fans too. They got fucking eyes. So I said to myself, she probably won't cut another promo like that again. And I don't believe she has. I don't think they put her in that position again since then. Have they? Maybe they have. I don't think they have. So that's just what happens in wrestling. Bad promo. You see them all the time in WWE too. Fuck. Fucking lucha things. Are you kidding me? You just got so freaked out by what was going on, you just ran away? I don't even think we've seen that in AEW. And WWE is supposed to be the professionals, right? So to pretend that it happens in one show and not the other is stupid and untrue. And okay, and somebody pointed out, so Mike Tyson, they're promoting him for Rampage on Friday, right? Apparently he's going to be on headset. He's going to be on commentary with Jim Ross. Those two? Why don't you throw fucking Booker T in there for fun? Bring Dusty back from the dead and put him on commentary. That'll be quite the foursome. Dusty, JR, Mike Tyson, and Booker T. You think they might be talking over each other a little bit? I think they will. Oh. And I think Jade deserves a lot of credit for kind of growing and getting better as she's been champion, because they belted her up pretty early. It's not like she had a couple of years in that performance center training and stuff. So she was green at first. Part of the reason why I think she blocked me, because I'm not an asshole to people on Twitter. I think I just joked about, I think I put up a poll about a match between her and Nia Jax or something. Didn't tag her, nothing, just meant for it to be lighthearted joke or whatever. Wasn't hateful. Got blocked for it. But since then, like, she has really done well, I think. Tons of room to improve still, but man, she's getting it. She already has the attitude. She's got the look, the ridiculously good look. She's got the attitude. Her promos are getting better, and her matches are getting better. Like, what else do you want out of her? To me, that's all you could ask out of someone like Jade. All right. Oh, God. Choke slam through the table. Who's coming? Jungle. I thought it was like Britt Baker. It's Jungle Boy. I saw the hair. Is he wearing an FTR shirt? Or is he wearing a Breakout Atari shirt? Remember Breakout? Oh, no. Oh, no. Here we go. I don't know if that was a high cross body or kind of like the Bret Hart clothesline. That was a high cross. That's what Excalibur's calling it. And they went through a table. That was a good spot. Good for you, Jungle Boy. Where do you get one of those big tarps, AEW tarps? I want one of those. Why do they let him bring the Shawshank hammer in there with him? This is a murder weapon. No disqualification, but it's no murder. It might be no disqualification, but I know if you looked up the rules to this, it says you can't murder. Nice. Oh. Orange punch for the win. Cassidy retains. Pac, you interrupted Jane. Yeah, Baltimore hasn't seemed really red hot tonight. I'm not going to put a bad crowd on AEW. I mean, unless the show is really bad. But if AEW delivers a quality show and the crowd is dead, that's on the town and not AEW. Who? Oh, Shibata? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. And Pac? I worry for him facing Pac. Oh, he's got friends. Romero is with him. Here comes the besties. The tie-dyed superstars, Chucky T. Cool to see him back. I was just about to say, was he at Forbidden Door? He was. That's cool. Well, that's cool. It's going to be interesting. The fans that like to use these fans don't care about these type of things. It's going to be interesting to see them change their tune now that Triple H is starting to do this shit with Nakamura going over to work Noah. Oh, I like it. Sign it. Shibata and Cassidy at Full Gear? Oh, Rampage. I thought it was Full Gear. Rampage, excuse me. Holy shit. Even better. Rampage, or Full Gear. No, Rampage, bitch, Friday. Well, all right. Fucking head, man, every time I see him. Jeez. Rick Ross. What? I can't tell what they're drinking. That might be Cristal. I don't think so. That's a pink label. That's a rosé. They haven't opened that one yet. I know my wines and champagnes. I can usually pick out these bottles. They're probably drinking some real shit for Carmella when she would do the BS. She'd be drinking like grocery store $10 bullshit. I'm like, WWE, you do have some fans that know what they're looking at. Oh, the belt fell down, but I was going to show you guys a little bit of the bubbly. Jericho Sparkle. Should we open it? I probably should have opened this by now. This is not great champagne. But maybe we'll open it this New Year's Eve and we'll do a tasting of this. Because I opened it a couple years ago. I want you guys to open that other one. The rosé. Excuse me while I hang back up my toy Winged Eagle belt. Yeah, I suck, man. I don't know much about Rick Ross. I suck. I've been checked out of music for over 20 years. Modern music, anyway. I'm a fucking dork. I listen to the same shit. I listen to 60s, 70s, and 80s music, and that's about it. No, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I kind of stopped. Once the Backstreet Boys and everything came, once all that happened, I'm like, okay, that's enough. All right, here comes Shafir. All right, so, phew, this is not the main event here. I'm like, are they really going to put this match in the main event? I totally forgot about Joe and Cage. And by the way, just like on Raw on Monday, I knew they were going to have a tag team title change there. I feel like we're going to get Cage winning the TV title tonight, which is a big win for him, winning a championship in a main event of a Dynamite after not being on TV for so long and only recently kind of turning back up. Here comes Jade. Like, it's funny, you know how, like, Kanye is in the news for being a complete disgusting piece of shit, right? Like, always. I don't know anything about Kanye. Like, I'm sure I've heard his songs before, but you'd have to say, hey, that's Kanye for me to go, oh, okay. But I don't know. I don't have an album. I've never actively listened to a song of his. I don't know what his shit is. I don't listen to, like, the regular radio or anything like that. Like, his music's never recommended to me or nothing like that, so I just don't ever listen to that. And I'm completely oblivious to anything Kanye. I don't even know any Taylor Swift songs. What's this? Oh, it's Nyla. Oh, wow. Oh, she's going to do commentary. I love this. Nyla's kind of funny. Oh, Lord. Well, this is kind of fun that they did the the thievery angle because it actually gives the fans a visual of her with the belt and she gets to carry around for a while even though she's not the champion. I think our jobs are secure, guys. Yeah, I think you're right, too. I don't know. Nyla might be okay on commentary, but not Vicky. Oh, yeah, I like NWA. I like lots of rap and hip-hop. I just stopped listening to modern music like around 20 years ago. The only thing I didn't listen to was country. I liked rap. I like R&B. I like hip hop. I like hard rock. I like classic rock. I like soft rock. I like 80s and 90s, or I like 80s maybe like pop music maybe. Like I like Madonna and Bryan Adams and Michael Jackson and Paula Abdul and all that shit. I like all that stuff. Boys to Men, ABC, BBD. The East Coast family. Oh, Nyla is pretty funny. I haven't gotten a time on this match. I feel like the pump kick already? That's it. All right, well, that was short and sweet. Beat her. That's kind of the match you need to have there. It doesn't need to go too long. Just get it over. Jade's whole gimmick is just being bigger, badder, stronger. Who is that? Oh, it's one of the Jade's goodies. Well, too bad. Main event, Joe. Yeah, they probably said several times that this is going to be our main event, but during live reactions, I talk a lot, so I just must have missed it. For about 4 minutes there, I thought it was going to be Jade Cargill and Shafir in the main event. Yeah, I totally understand how influential Kanye is because everybody knows Kanye. I just don't. I take pride in that. I'm glad I don't. Like when I see videos on YouTube that have like 40 billion with a B views, and I'm like, how have I never seen this before? 40 billion views for real? Like, that's like 20 times the amount of people on Earth. How do I, how did I miss it? But I did. Like songs that I just never even heard of, people can sing backwards in front. All right, here's the House of Black. I just mentioned them earlier on. I said, when are we going to get them actually back? I like Julia in this role. Good for her. It's good to see Malachi Black back. This is really good news, when you think about it. I mean, for a while, we thought they were all going to be gone. And this is really good for Julia. Whatever she goes on to do in her career, this will be a big part of her growth. Who are they laying to rest here or burning? Yeah.
The Connor McDavid show heads down to Tampa.
We already have. I got Bray Wyatt already. Enough of this fantasy magical lore stuff. It's not for me. But I am very happy that House of Black is back. I'm glad Malachi is back. I hope they are used properly. I hope this is a good angle or a good gimmick, or whoever they target provides a good storyline, and we don't have droughts of seeing them on TV to where creative frustration arises again. Hopefully they can just be used well, because I think Malachi should be a world title contender. And he's got a big, badass faction with him. They've got a great... I mean, they're kind of a little bit similar to Judgment Day in a way. You know, they got the woman, but, you know, Rhea's a leader of that group, where Julia is, I guess, more of the face of it, I guess, but not as strong as Rhea. But they still have a great gang. Brody's a monster. Matthew's an awesome wrestler. I think Malachi's got better backup than MJF, and a lot of guys do. Oh, this fucking shit. Jake Paul and Silva. They're saying maybe Jake Paul might be at Crown Jewel to combat the bloodline, although Sami Zayn will not be there. So none of that shit will continue at Crown Jewel. But maybe Jake Paul shows up to try to help Logan, but still. I am not going to entertain the idea of Logan Paul winning the title. It cannot happen.
It's okay to have questions about COVID vaccines for your kids. Get the latest facts by speaking to your pediatrician or healthcare provider.
He's actually a musical genius. He invented 808s. I don't care if he invented... I made Forever Young Water. I don't care. You don't act the way he is. He's a piece of shit. He's fucking delusional nutbag. Absolutely, completely fucking out of his mind. And he has so much influence because of everything that he did in music that his delusional bullshit might actually penetrate to some of the, unfortunately, very sadly educated and ignorant people walking around this world who are impressionable and will believe in something that somebody that shouldn't even be allowed to have a driver's license. He's so fucking nuts. They will take what he says is truth, and then they back him, and then it just spreads more hate, and it spreads more nonsense, and that's when people get hurt, and you have lives lost, and it's just not, he's terrible in every way imaginable. I don't give a fuck what he invented. Acclaimed and FTR. There it is. I called that match, except I had it on Friday. I was like, oh, that'll be a Rampage match. No, it's going to be a next week on Dynamite match. Jamie Hayter and Tony Storm. Wow. What do you do there? I think about putting Hayter over. Oh, that's right. Sisters. Sister. Remember that show? You guys were roomies and now you're going to have a title match? She should cut a promo like, she never flushed the toilet. She'd take a huge shit, then she'd take a shower, and she'd leave the bathroom, and then I'd go in there and use the bathroom, and I'd lift up the thing, and there's just fucking turds. That's what she should say in the promo. She was an absolute nightmare to live with at the pandemic. She farted all the time. I feel like Full Gear, like if Thunder Rosa is going to come back, it's got to be soon, right? Because otherwise, if she was going to be out any longer than this, then they wouldn't have done the interim title thing. They would have just stripped her. All right, here comes Brian Cage. So I feel like they could have fun with this and have Hayter win the title, or you have Tony retain and then Thunder Rosa comes out and they have the, stare down, and then you do the match that we were supposed to have originally. I kind of feel like Brian Cage is going to win the title here. I feel like he's set to win the title. Oh, yeah, that's right. Taz does have a kind of a connection to both, doesn't he? Joe, here he comes. Kiss it goodbye, Joe. I feel like we're going to get a title change here. Raw gave us a title change in their main event, so... But I could be way wrong. I thought for sure Danielson would be the one winning the world title. And he is still nowhere near it, and Moxley's on top. So I could be way wrong about this, too. Yeah, I agree. Cage needs to work on his obliques. He needs to work on everything. He's looking a little flabby over there. He obviously doesn't spend as much time in the gym as us, not even close. We're there every day, every morning. We're there. First thing, hanging and banging. What's he doing? Eating Twinkies and jerking off? Not us. Saturday, November 19th. I got to make sure I'm home for that. And then I think we have Survivor Series after that. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Ruben. I also think there's a way you could put the belt on Jamie that would be fun. Plus, it would only be the interim title. If maybe they feel like she's not ready or something, or maybe they're pulling the trigger on her too early, because a lot of fans are enjoying the organic rise that she is on. And if you give her the belt right now, maybe that's a bit early. But hell, this is also a pay-per-view match. And if you're going to do it, you're going to do it on pay-per-view, or you're going to do it in some sort of big setting. So her winning and then Britt turning on her Evolution style, I really like, because you can push that to the following TV on Wednesday and have Britt pretend to celebrate with her and then turn on her. But you have to remember, you still got to factor Thunder Rosa into this somewhere, and she's going to wind up coming back to TV. So if Thunder Rosa is coming back, how can you do Britt and Hayter if Rosa comes back and she's going to get an automatic match against Jamie Hayter anyway if she's the champion? So I kind of feel like it's kind of set up for Toni Storm to retain and then Thunder Rosa to come out and do the face-to-face with her after the match. But I would be all for finding a way to put the belt on Hayter. It's just, I feel like we got to get closure on the Thunder Rosa situation. She's got to come back, defend the title, win the title, whatever. She's got to get back and get that done, because you feel like she's due to come back. I haven't caught any recent updates on her comeback. Maybe you guys have, but the whole point of doing an interim title is to do that kind of short term, 2-3 months-ish, something like that. And by the time we get to Full Gear, we're going to be about that time. If Thunder Rosa was going to be unable to defend the title for the rest of the year, and she wouldn't be coming back until 2023, I don't think you would do the interim title with her. I think you'd strip her. But who knows? Tony Khan probably also, makes emotional decisions. You might have obviously you could have relationships with people, and that could factor in. He doesn't want to disappoint her, doesn't want to have to strip her. Cage has got Joe working on him. We got 10 minutes left. Another thing that does concern me a little bit with the interim title is that WWE's never really done the interim title. So every time somebody's had to forfeit the belt, they usually just strip them and crown a new champion somehow. That's been their formula. But now that AEW has gone through the trouble of creating the interim title, and I kind of believe the only reason they did create the interim title is because Tony Khan didn't want to strip his friend, and he wanted to send a message that he was going to stick with CM Punk, and that's why the interim title was created. Well, now what's going to happen is the longer your company is around, the more of these type of injuries and situations are going to arise. You're going to have talent that's going to get injured all the time, constantly. So do you want to get into the situation where you're going to muddy the waters in your title history, where every year you've got an interim champion in there somewhere, and then when you think back about, like, let's say when Thunder Rosa comes back, if she wrestles Toni Storm and beats Toni Storm, is Toni Storm considered a former AEW champion then? Or is she just considered a former AEW interim champion? I think just interim, right? Like, so in order for Toni Storm to be considered a former AEW champion, she would have to beat Thunder Rosa when Thunder Rosa comes back. So I feel like that's confusing. So if AEW is going to have multiple years, decades long of history here, you're going to have these interim champions sprinkled in there everywhere, fucking up your history, I think. I don't know. It's probably just the OCD in me. I think I like things a little more organized. So maybe, I mean, if they want to continue doing what they're doing and just use the interim deal for when it's short-term injuries, then that's fine. But I still think you're going to have a lot of those. So you're going to have some situations too where I think you just strip them outright, because as a fan, I don't want to try to remember. It's bad enough. I suck bad enough at trivia and shit. I don't want to have to remember if somebody is either an AEW interim champion or a real champion or both or just one. I don't know. And that's why Toni Storm, I feel like, is in a weird situation. And Jon Moxley would have been in that situation too, but he beat CM Punk. He was that interim champion. CM Punk came back and he squashed him on TV. But if CM Punk would have won that match, would that title run have counted in the history books for Jon Moxley? See what I mean? So it's confusing, you know? Yeah, so the interim title stuff could, I think, pose problems in the future if you do care about what your title history looks like. If you don't give a shit about what your title history looks like, then do vacants and do interim championships all you want and do whatever you want. I don't care. But do co-champions. We've seen that. I hated that when Jericho and Chyna were like co-champions. I'm like, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to read in the Intercontinental history books to see two people having the title. That just drove me nuts. I want to say WWE briefly did something similar with Bob Holly and maybe Jarrett, where they did a match where Holly like beat him for the title, but he won in a shady way. So then they rebooked the match for later that night, but they were like both Intercontinental champions. So they were co-IC champions, but then they had to wrestle later to determine who the real one was. So that only lasted like a day, but doing an interim championship could really make your history convoluted. And I think AEW's got enough championship belts in the company right now as it is, since the acquisition of Ring of Honor. Nice. Nice by Brian Cage. Look at that dive. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue the interim title stuff moving forward, and it's going to be something that they're going to do all the time. Or if Tony Khan's just going to use it when he wants and just pull it out when he feels like the situation is appropriate, I'm all for that. But I don't think they should make it their policy one way or the other to do interim champions every time automatically, or address and judge each situation individually is the way I would do it. But I'm not trying to have a ton of interim titles and interim champions to try to keep track of. Ooh. Nice.
Heavy chop, Joe. Manhattan drop, and now Samoa Joe hits the ropes. Big Dickensian kick by Joe, and now
Nice.
near leg hooked, and no, Brian Cage able to kick out.
You know, I know we don't have weight divisions in AEW, but this is a heavyweight match. These are super heavyweight now, man. That's what's going on right about now. Prince Nana, slightly concerned for sure for his man, the Machine Brian Cage.
Yeah, I caught that. I'm glad that Taz kind of detailed his history of both guys here. It does make it a little more interesting.
A little bit upset they couldn't get the win there. Man, it's just a great match. It's been a great night like we talked about. I'm excited for Friday night as well, and it's going to be a great rampage. Talk about heavyweights, though. You talk about super heavyweights and heavyweights. How about one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, Iron Mike Tyson?
Tyson on Rampage. And this shit's going to be live, is that right? Where are they at? Boston? Oh, Atlantic City. Okay. Wasn't Tyson, he's been on AEW before, right? Didn't he like fall asleep or something during the match? That was actually kind of funny. Wow. Top rope elbow by Cage to Joe. I still think Cage is going to take the title here, but we're coming up on less than 3 minutes in the show. If you're going to win the title, BC, you better win it. Nice pump handle. Wow. That takes strength. Joe kicks out at the last minute. Well, you guys better go home here soon because we're down to 2 minutes. 2 minutes, boys. Oh, wow. There we go. Angle slam. I feel like this is it. Look, he's going to beat him right here. I told you Cage is going to win. Watch. Boom. I feel like that's it. Nope. Ah, come on. All right. Feel like we're down to like a minute left here. Feel like Joe has time to make a comeback here. Maybe we get an overrun. All right, Cage is signaling his Mr. Muscle Man move here. Might get hit with a muscle buster, and you might lose. Nope, Joe's going to get out of it. He's got it. Nope. Again. Oh, and there it is. Oh, no. Joe's got him. I feel like that's going to be the finish. I thought for sure Cage would win. He's tapping. That's it. Okay, I guess I was wrong. It was a weird match to put in the main event if you weren't going to do a title change, so I just thought that we were going to get one there. Maybe a little confidence points for Brian Cage. Oh, God, look out. Okay, we might be setting up for a save, return, Wardlow. We know Wardlow will come out. Hurry up, Wardlow. Here comes Wardlow, surely, right? All right, here comes Wardlow. Is that all it's going to take? Is this going to go off the air just with Wardlow killing these guys? Oh, he just chases them out. Okay. Interesting ending to the show, but good Wardlow chance. Yeah, I felt the title change there. I really did. Well, good. Oh, Powerhouse Hobbs is here. Okay. I am here, and this is the belt, and I'm going to... Okay. Hey, Even better. Look at there. I didn't get what I wanted, but then I get a great consolation prize because I think Hobbs absolutely should be the guy to take the TNT title from Wardlow. When you think about how they're trying to push Wardlow and what a monster he is, the only person that should take him down is another monster. He shouldn't lose the title to Jungle Boy, you know. He needs to lose it to a big, bad Mamma Jamma. And I don't know if Hobbs counts as a Mamma Jamma or not, but I think he's one.
Mom thinks that I'm crazy.
Yeah, he's a good candidate to take the title from Wardlow, I think, at this point, but we will see. Anyway, great show. Tonight was really fun. Highlight of the show for me was AEW bringing out Colt Cabana to challenge Jericho for the Ring of Honor title. Brilliant to me. That's got Jericho's fingerprints all over it. I feel like that was 100% his idea. I could be wrong, but that was a lot of fun to see. I thought tonight was nothing earth-shattering happening or anything like that, but still pretty eventful and fun. Couple of hours, though, there by AEW. So you guys have a great rest of your night. There's a lot going on. We're going to be back here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Let me double check the time on that. I'm sorry, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Let me make sure that's correct. Yes, that is the correct time tomorrow. The link is already up on my channel right now for Crown Jewel predictions. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. I'm either going to get into some wrestling news tomorrow or I'm going to wait and come up here and do something on Friday where we catch up on some stuff because we're not going to do a podcast this week. But on Saturday, we're going to be up here reviewing Crown Jewel, probably around the normal time. I'm not going to come up immediately after the pay-per-view because I want to regroup and catch up on some stuff that I might have missed. But an hour or so after the show goes off the air, we will be live to review Crown Jewel on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we got a fun watch-along plan, Survivor Series 1998, Deadly Game. I can't believe we haven't done that one yet, and we're going to do it on Sunday. And that, of course, is the big tournament and The Rock winning the title and all that good stuff. It's going to be a hoot. So a whole lot of me coming your way on the channel. On your way out the door, please do me a favor and hit the thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. And I will catch you guys really, really soon. Appreciate you being here as always, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.